Like, what are kind of strategies you go with offers on LinkedIn?
That's a good question. So funnel strategy is definitely very important. And on LinkedIn, I think what happens in LinkedIn is like B2B offers are just more complex in terms of like a business service or a business product. It's typically a lot more complex than like Facebook is going to be, a lot of e-commerce stores. So go here, buy the shoe. Like there's not a ton you need to understand. Like a shoe's a shoe. Sure,
Yeah.
you want the design, you want to know what it's made out of, maybe see some reviews, but for the most part, a shoe's a shoe. On LinkedIn, if you're purchasing software, maybe you need to think about integrations or what version they support and stuff like that. So B2B offers just tend to be more complex. So because of that, that's where we start thinking about this funnel. There's some great concepts out there, levels of market awareness in terms of like how mainstream is your brand and your product or service. If it's a new startup and a new technology you're building, people aren't going to be aware of that or really know much about it. So it's really difficult to go for the demo or consultation for something that people just don't understand yet. So that's where if people are not aware of it, you need to start more low level. So if it is a new piece of software, maybe say it's a marketing software, maybe it needs to be some kind of guide or checklist or an ebook, the top 5 problems with attribution in 2020, something like that, or the top 5 solutions to solving iOS 14 in 2020. If you're a marketer actively working on doing better attribution, you're probably going to download that, play with the title and stuff. So it sounds appealing enough and valuable enough and make sure it delivers on that. But that's why we often will start with ebooks and stuff for offers that are too complex. We've definitely done plenty of offers of like demos and even applications that will just do top of funnel if it's easily understood or as mainstream enough of a brand that people already trust them. So if you're a giant company like IBM, that might be a bad example. If you're a giant company like QuickBooks and you have like the QuickBooks software, most people have heard of QuickBooks. They've seen that logo somewhere. You can do a demo, probably top of funnel because it's well known enough. But if it was some new financial AI that no one's ever heard of before, I'm not going to go sign up for an AI that's going to analyze my financials if I don't trust it. So that's where you need to start with like a lower level offer of giving value first or teaching them something to get their interest. And then the strategy comes down to how do you best align that so that you're hitting the right pain point or offering the right value so that it leads properly into your main offer. So there's a lot that goes into that. You're asking for best practices. I'd say most companies do start with building out their funnel in terms of start with that value offer. Most common, I'd say, are case studies and like checklists. And checklists, it's a quick and easy downloadable is what you want to do. However you want to package that into a checklist or whatever, that's the goal. Case studies are good because if someone's downloading the case study, they're interested in what that end result is that you're talking about in that case study. And if that's what your company offers, then it's aligned. So in that case study, obviously focus on what's that end result that you got your customer, and then package that into a case study. And then people who sign up for that are going to be interested in your services. So a lot of companies start with this as like a value offer, top of funnel, and then they'll retarget people with a more direct offer bottom of funnel.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. And I think it would be really important to make sure you just test multiple offers before, like, say, oh, LinkedIn ads don't work, or like any platform, any Facebook ad, or any advertising thing in general. Like, really test your offer and really test your creative first. There's a lot of things you have to get. You have to get your audience right. You have to get your creative right. And you have to get your offer right. There's 3 things that you have to get right within advertising to really make a successful advertising campaign. And offer is one of the most important things because you can have a decent ad graphic, but an awesome offer that everyone's going to like love that. So it's really important to like communicate what your offer is doing and the reason why they need to download that ebook or get that case study or whatever it may be. So they say like, oh my gosh, I need that, and to incorporate it in there.